Now the next stanza. The entire staff was roused, and maids rushed in and out, bringing his day bed, his night bed, favorite cushions, toys, and rubber rings, breakfast bowl, lunch bowl, supper bowl. Realizing that my car would never hold all the stuff, I started to drive away. As I moved off, Mrs. Pumphrey, with a despairing cry, threw an armful of the little coats through the window. I looked in the mirror before I turned the corner of the drive. Everybody was in tears. Out on the road, I glanced down at the pathetic little animal gasping on the seat by my side. I patted the head, and Tricky made a brave effort to wag his tail. Poor old lad, I said, you haven't a kick in you, but I think I know a cure for you. Now, what happens here, students? First of all, the meaning of the word roused is caused to stop sleeping, rushed, completed too hurriedly or hasty. Supper is an evening meal, despairing, showing loss of all hope. Glanced, take a brief or hurried look. Now, here what happens? The maids, they were then woken up and asked to get out all of Tricky's stuff. His stuff included things like his day bed, night bed, favorite cushions, toys, rubber rings, breakfast bowl, lunch bowl, and snack bowl. Mr. Harriet knew that so much stuff won't fit in his car, so he started rushing things. As the doctor was leaving with Tricky, Mrs. Pumphrey threw a lot of coats that Tricky used to wear in the car. As the narrator was turning the car on the turn, he saw through the rear mirror that everyone was crying. He patted the little helpless animal, Tricky, who responded by wagging his tail. The narrator then thought and told Tricky that he knew that Tricky did not have any energy, but he surely had a way to get him better. What happens after that? At the surgery, the household dogs surged round me. Tricky looked down at the noisy pack with dull eyes, and when put down, lay motionless on the carpet. The other dogs, after sniffing round him for a few seconds, decided he was an uninteresting object and ignored him. I made up a bed for him in a warm, loose box next to the one where the other dogs slept. For 2 days I kept an eye on him, giving him no food but plenty of water. At the end of the second day, he started to show some interest in his surroundings, and on the third, he began to whimper when he heard the dogs in the yard. When I opened the door, Tricky trotted out and was immediately engulfed by Zoe, the greyhound, and his friends. After rolling him over and thoroughly inspecting him, the dogs moved off down the garden. Tricky followed them, rolling slightly with his surplus fat. Later that day, I was present at feeding time. I watched while Tristan slopped the food into the bowls. There was the usual headlong rush followed by the sounds of high-speed eating. Every dog knew that if he fell behind the others, he was liable to have some competition for the last part of his meal. Now what happens? As soon as they reached the hospital, all the other dogs gathered around the doctor. Tricky looked at all of them, and when the doctor put him down on the carpet, he couldn't even move. The other dogs then sniffed him and thought to themselves that he was a very uninteresting object and that there was no use standing there and left. Then the narrator made the bed for Tricky in a warm box along with the other dogs. Then for 2 days narrator kept him just on water and nothing else. On the second day he roamed around looking at the place around him, and on the third day he was also making noise to let the people in the hospital know that he also wanted to go out with the other dogs. When the narrator opened the door, Tricky quickly came out, and he was surrounded by Zoe, who was a greyhound, and his friends. Again, after sniffing him for a moment, All of them left for the garden, where Tricky followed them. Later in the evening, the narrator was present at the dinner time and was watching all of them, especially Tristan as he was slopping the food. All of them were eating with great speed because they knew that if they did not finish quickly, then the other dog, after finishing his meal, would come to eat their meal. Now, the next stanza. When they had finished, Tricky took a walk round the shining bowls, licking casually inside one or two of them. Next day, an extra bowl was put out for him, and I was pleased to see him jostling his way towards it. From then on, his progress was rapid. He had no medical treatment of any kind, but all day he ran about with the dogs, joining in their friendly scrimmages. He discovered the joys of being bowled over, tramped on, and squashed every few minutes. He became an accepted member of the gang, an unlikely, silky little object among the shaggy crew, fighting like a tiger for his share at meal times and hunting rats in the old henhouse at night. He had never had such a time in his life. All the while, Mrs. Pumphrey hovered anxiously in the background, ringing a dozen times a day for the latest bulletins. I dodged the questions about whether his cushions were being turned regularly or his correct coat worn according to the weather, but I was able to tell her that the little fellow was out of danger and convalescing rapidly. The word convalescing seemed to do something to Mrs. Pumphrey. She started to bring round fresh eggs, 2 dozen at a time, to build up Tricky's strength. For a happy period of my partners and I had 2 eggs each for breakfast. But when the bottles of wine began to arrive, the real possibilities of the situation began to dawn on the household. It was to enrich Tricky's blood. Lunch became a ceremonial occasion with 2 glasses of wine before and several during meal. Now what happens here, students? First of all, the meaning of the word licking is passing the tongue over in order to taste. Pleased is feeling of happiness. Jostling, pushing. Scrimmages is a confused struggle. Trampled, tread on. Convalescing, recover one's health and strength over a period of time after an illness or medical treatment. Now, what happens here in this stanza? When everybody finished their food, Tricky went around looking at the shining bowls and also licked a few bowls. The very next day, an extra bowl was put for him, and the narrator was happy to see him running towards his bowl. Then he started getting better really quick. He did not require any medicines and started playing with the other dogs the whole day. Then they all used to play with each other, walk over each other. All of the other dogs accepted him as a family member, although he was very different from others as he was very well taken care of by his owner and the others were not. He also used to fight for his meals with his fellow dogs. At night, he would also hunt rats in the henhouse. He was enjoying as he had never done such things before. All this while, Mrs. Pumphrey used to call more than 12 times a day. She wanted to inquire about Tricky. She was very much worried about Tricky. Mr. Harriet used to avoid questions about the coats, beds, etc. But he told her that Tricky was doing very good and was recovering also. Mrs. Pumphrey wanted Tricky to recover fast. She started sending so many things for his food, like 2 dozen eggs every day. But Mr. Harriet and his partners would have 2 eggs each for breakfast. Then, to improve the quality of blood, Mrs. Pumphrey started sending in bottles of wine. Then it became Mr. Harriet's habit to have 2 glasses of wine before lunch and a few along with it. Now, next stanza. We could hardly believe it when the brandy came to put a final edge on Tricky's constitution. For a few nights, the fine spirit was rolled around, inhaled, and reverently drunk. There were days of deep content, starting well with the extra egg in the morning, improved and sustained by the midday wine, and finishing luxuriously round the fire with the brandy. It was a temptation to keep Tricky on as a permanent guest, but I knew Mrs. Pumphrey was suffering and after a fortnight felt compelled to phone and tell her that the little dog had recovered and was awaiting collection. Within minutes, about 30 feet of gleaming black metal drew up outside the surgery. The chauffeur opened the door and I could just make out the figure of Mrs. Pumphrey almost lost in the interior. Her hands were tightly clasped in front of her lips trembled. Oh, Mr. Harriet, do tell me the truth. Is he really better? Yes, he is fine. There is no need for you to get out of the car. I'll go and fetch him. I walked through the house into the garden. A mass of dogs was hurtling round and round the lawn, and in their midst, ears flapping, tail waving, was a little golden figure of Tricky. In 2 weeks, he had been transformed into the light, hard muscled animal. He was keeping up well with the pack, stretching out in the great bounds, his chest almost brushing the ground. I carried him back along the passage to the front of the house. The chauffeur was still holding the car door open, and when Tricky saw his mistress, he took off from my arms in a tremendous leap and sailed into Mrs. Pumphrey's lap. She gave a startled "oh," and then had to defend herself as he swarmed over her, licking her face and barking. During the excitement, I helped the chauffeur to bring out the beds, toys, cushions, coats, and bowls, none of which had been used. As the car moved away, Mrs. Pumphrey leaned out of the window. Tears shone in her eyes, her lips trembled. Oh, Mr. Harriet, she cried, how can I ever thank you? This is a triumph of surgery. Now, in this stanza, the word meanings. First of all, brandy is a strong alcoholic spirit. Constitution is a composition of something reverently with deep and respect. With temptation, the desire to do something. Compelled, meaning bring out by the use of force. Chauffeur is a person employed to drive a car. Trembled, shake, fetch, go for and then bring back. Hurtling, move or cause to move at high speed. Now what happens? Mrs. Pumphrey started sending in brandy. At that time, Mr. Harriet was not able to believe that Mrs. Pumphrey actually wanted them to give brandy to Tricky. They shared it amongst themselves. Mr. Harriet used to feel very happy as he would start his day with extra eggs. Then he would have a few glasses of wine in the afternoon and with brandy in the evening. Because of all the things that were being sent for Tricky, Mr. Harriet was really tempted to keep him as a permanent guest at the surgery. Now Mr. Harriet really wanted that Tricky should stay with them forever, but then he realized that Mrs. Pumphrey, who was like a mother to Tricky, was suffering very much for Tricky and really wanted that Tricky should come back soon. After 15 days, Tricky was ready to go back home, and Mr. Harriet called up Mrs. Pumphrey to come and pick him up. Within a few minutes, a long black car came outside. When the chauffeur opened the door, Mrs. Pumphrey, who was sitting inside, really she was nervous as well as excited. She was asking with a nervousness in her voice that Tricky really better, to which the doctor replied positively. Then Mr. Harriet went inside to get Tricky. When Mr. Harriot went to garden behind the house, he saw all the dogs. They were also moving around in the garden, and Tricky was sitting between them. He had recovered wonderfully in 2 weeks. Tricky was looking much healthier. He was playing with other dogs and his chest was touching the ground. Tricky had become a good, muscular dog within 2 weeks. When Mr. Harriot took Tricky to the front of the house, he saw that the chauffeur was still holding the door of the car, and Tricky saw his mother like mistress. He was overjoyed. He ran away and jumped into the lap of Mrs. Pumphrey, and he also started licking her face. While all this was happening, the driver and Mr. Harriot got all his stuff out to the car which had not been used during the treatment in the last 14 days. Then, when Mrs. Pumphrey was leaving, she leaned out of the window and said to Mr. Harriot, with tears of joy in her eyes, that she could not thank him enough for what he had done. This is a triumph of surgery, meant that the treatment that was given to Tricky had been successful.
हेलो दोस्तों, हमारे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए यहाँ क्लिक कीजिए।